Hey guys, what's up? It's Monday again, which means more handstands, right? Because Monday means handstands. That's the rules. I didn't make them, but we're going to follow them anyway because more handstands is always good. So I hope you guys had a little bit of fun playing around with Crocs from last week. Hopefully you were starting too sore, but you're back, me again. And I thought this week we'd take a break from some of the balance stuff and start doing a little bit more on the conditioning side of things, which is going to mean a lot of dish rocks for us. But just going over what the plan is for today. By the way, I'm Aidin, if you are new to our little handstand setup that we've got going on. So the plan for today is our warm-up. You know, always a warm-up. Warm-ups are good, get the blood flow going. Alignment drills, pretty similar as we're always going, but that's because they're always good to do. It's always good to go back and check and make sure you are hitting everything that you need for that. We're going to do some strength drills, which is going to mostly be abs and shoulders for us. So those are the two big things that we'll worry about having strength for our handstands. We're going to do a couple of wall holds, and not just the 10-second ones. We're going to be going for a little bit longer. Then we'll have a stretch down. So all in all, that might actually be quicker than our normal class, which is okay. And my thing to do is, I would ask you that if this is not enough and this is not quite challenging you as much, do another couple of sets. It's a video, you can pause it and do some more. A lot of the stuff I'm going to be giving you is not necessarily based around how hard it is. So a lot of this, because handstands don't require a huge amount of strength, believe it or not, but you do need some. It's more of a long-term thing. So I would just up things, but I'll also let you know when that happens. So if you missed the start of it, just a very quick brief rundown of what you need. You need your space and your wall, of course, same as always. You're going to want 2 books or sliders. I'll show you what I've got in a minute and why we're going to want them. And then cushions or pillows are optional as you would like if you're worried about falling. Now the books or sliders thing, initially when I did this, I had some books. They had like some shiny covers and they'd slide along the carpet quite nicely. If you don't have books that you trust, or you don't want to stick your feet on your books, which is fine, like they're probably really nice books. Your feet are probably really clean as well, but you do you. I also used like an old jacket or a towel on some lino, so it slides your feet. But I've managed to get a hold of some of these, which are actual little handstand sliders, and they glide across the carpet pretty nicely. A nice bit of padded thing, but the whole thing is just so we can slide our feet along the ground, which is going to come in handy for some of our shoulder drills. So take some time, pause the video, grab all of that, get all of that, and when you come back, we'll just crack straight into a bit of cardio, get us moving. And for that today, personally, I'm feeling like I want to do a little bit of a slower warm up. A little bit more spinal articulation because I've spent a lot of the day sitting down, which is not, ideal. But so we're just going to start with a couple of just little hip circles going around, and as it comes to the front, it's going to tuck under, and it's going to untuck, booty pop out at the back, and it's just going to roll around, just getting in touch with how that's going to go, making those hips work. And then we're going to bring it a little bit lower. We're going to get in touch with all of our legs. So we're going to go into our knee, so your knee's going to come up and you're just going to sort of like swing around and get it nice, loose and floppy, just getting a little joint into it. And you can go the other way. Just a nice, gentle swing. We're going to get cracking into the cardio soon, but we want to get our brain into our body. And we're going to go with our ankle. So if I just go down like this so you can see what I'm going to do. There's not a lot of weight in this one. This is similar to our fish roll on our feet. We're just going to have our foot on the ground, you're just going to roll it around. If you've ever done football or rugby or any sort of like running sport, this is probably pretty familiar. It's just a little bit of pressure just to go the other way. A little bit of movement in the ankle. That's all we're after. We're going to go the other way, so we're going to start with our knee on this side. A little bit of a spin. Little bit of a spin the other way. Nice floppy foot. I've got no real tension hanging out in my foot. I don't need it. And then we can do our ankle on this side. And the other way. Alright. Doesn't need too much time on the legs. We're not going to be doing a whole ton of legs. I'm going to go back to our hips, but this time it's just going to be a little pop each side. So it's going front, forward for tucking under. Going to come to the side, strong to the side, to the back, to the side, to the front, side, back, side, front, side, back, side, front. Go in reverse. Other direction. Very deliberate. And then we're going to start turning into that nice slow roll around. Really focus on that tuck up front, starting to engage the lower abs to make that happen. It's not just from your legs moving, it's here that's going to start pulling it in, because we're going to want that for our handstands. And we can go in a circle the other way. Start moving our ribs in the same way, similar to what we did last week. They go forward, side, back. So I'm driving from the base of my ribs here, it's driving back. I'm not moving my body, it's that tuck from here. Someone's just punched me here. Now you go to the side, forward, back. And that can turn into sort of like a nice slow. It doesn't need to go very fast for this. And we're not trying to have our shoulders move with us. It's just that part of the rib cage. It's going to roll around. Say hello to your mid-back. We can go a little bit of a shoulder roll, a little bit of a up and around. Nice floppy arms, they don't need to be doing anything yet. We can go forwards. Right. Next one is we're going to be doing our hips and our ribs at the same time. We're going to come back into this area of our body with our brain. So both of them are coming forward, to the side, to the back. And it's your little like dinosaur roll. So I'm just rolling. And you see how much articulation I'm trying to get through my entire spine. I'm not just trying to block out here, I'm also trying to really start using all of this. Because we want to be aware of it. We want to know what we're doing with it. And just little bits of rolls. And then just a quick little figure of 8 with your head that can start pulling the rest of your body around. Then go up, and it can go down. Make sure you don't fall over. A little bit of a washing machine, because what's a warm-up without a washing machine, am I right? Right. Some more serious actual stuff to get used to. We're going to go star jumps, 45 seconds, straight into 10 burpees. So make sure you've got space for your burpees. If I just move this back a little bit so you can see more of me and my beautiful face. Where's my... Alright, 45-second star jumps. And go! Straight to 10 burpees after this, with a tuck jump at the top if you're feeling up for it, push-ups at the bottom if you're feeling good for those as well. You do you, you know where you're at. Just get the blood pumping. Wake up your body. After a long, hard Monday of maybe you've been working really hard over the weekend, I don't know. We're doing okay for time, folks. Three, and burpees. 3, 4, that's 5. 3 more. Alright, hopefully we're feeling kind of warm after that. But we're going to bring it on back and do a little bit more shoulders and wrists as we normally do. So coming on down, coming out to our plank, we're going to go for 10 shoulder shrugs, into downward dog for 10 downward dog shrugs. Squeezing our shoulder blades together and apart. Try and keep our shoulders down away from ears. We're not trying to do it up here, just nice and flat. It's 10, and then into a downward dog. Sliding up and down our back for 10. And because it is our conditioning class today, we're going to go for a couple of shoulder rolls forward. And what I mean by that is going to be in our plank, same up and down, but we're also going to be rolling our shoulder up and down. We're going to go 5 forward and 5 back. So we're in our plank, rolling our shoulders down and forward. 3, 4, 5, and then the other way. Check wrists out a little bit. All up and down, all around. You know what we do. Okay. We go as per usual. And I know we repeat a lot of the stuff in this class, guys. A lot of that is because for handstands, a lot of it is repetition. Some drills will work better for some people than others. That is okay, but we are going to do a lot of repeating, which I can understand can be frustrating sometimes for a video series, particularly when you can go back and rewatch. But occasionally I'll give slightly different cues, so whatever clicks with you for those. And it's also just good to start getting your body into that kind of habit. You don't always want to walk the same way, but consistency is always good, particularly for handstands. Alright. Oh, don't die on me, don't die on me. Sorry, my computer's been playing out recently, so hopefully it sticks through for this one. We'll see. I'm going to come on back for this. We're going to have our hands together, so we're just going to start a little bit away in our hands. Doesn't need a ton yet. It's going to slowly say hello to our wrists, especially if you've been going hard on the crocs. Gentle feel. Feel what part of your hand wants to pull up. Is it your fingers? Is it your palms? Trying to make sure of what's contacting the ground and why. I'm going to roll the other way. Are your thumbs working? It's really easy to have your thumbs not do anything. And then that's going to lead to some stability issues, so we may as well start using our thumbs all the time, right? Alright. I'm going to come and do our normal set of wrist push-ups. 10 here, 10 thumbs, 10 pinkies, 10 fingers. You guys know this. Straight away, here we go. And into just our thumbs, remember elbows staying straight. Might be a small movement, it's fine. Doesn't have to be huge. Into our pinky side of the hands, and again, small movements. Doesn't have to be earth-shatteringly large. Can be tiny. Can be tiny, that's fine. Then we're going to go to fingers. Make sure you're not pushing backwards for this. For this one, we're also going to go up to our fists. We're just going to rock forwards and backwards. Just targets a different area that your wrist's going to be in, which is not inherently the place we can do handstands, unless you're doing them on bars. But it's good just to strengthen your wrist in all sorts of directions. So if you do start doing your handstands on bars, you're probably pretty good. And do a little bit of a walk, so just rolling out wherever your wrists need to go. And I know we're spending longer on wrists than we normally do, and that's okay. My wrists need it at the moment, so just some walks around. And then, of course, a little bit of fish. So, wrist up, a little bit of pressure in from the elbow, and a little bit of a roll around. And you can go the other way, of course. You can go whichever way you want to. Cool. And before we crack into abs and our regular alignments, you can have some water. This room's starting to warm up. It's like, as soon as you got the curtain down, it just starts to swell with heat. It's a problem. That's all I can say about that. Alright. So what we're going to be doing, specifically before we even start our warm-ups, we're just going to do a quick set of dish rocks. And now this is one where it's going to be dependent on where you are and where your handstand journey is. I'm going to do 20 each, one because I'm conscious of time. We can't spend all day just watching me do dish rocks. But if your abs are feeling on board and you think 20 dish rocks each side, nothing, do some more, man. Go for it. If on the hand 20 dish rocks are a little bit much, it's okay. Do 15. It's all good. But we're going to be doing 20 on each side, getting our whole core nice and warm. So, for those of you who are unfamiliar with what I'm talking about when I say dish rocks, we're going to be lying on the ground, our ankles pinned together because we want those lovely straight lines. Our toes are pointed. We're going to have our hips tucked under like we will for our handstand. We've got our ribs clipped in, so we're going to be in this nice little dish shape. Yeah. And our arms are going to be over our head. If this starts to get too much, you can bring them up, and that makes it a little bit easier doing a dish here as opposed to a dish out here. But the end goal for us to try and be as straight as we can while maintaining that ab sort of tucked under that dish in here and that round here. All you can do is to rock, you're going to be a boat. So as my feet come down, my hands come up. That's what we mean by dish rock. So we're going to do 20 of those on our backs to start with. So here we go. Keep your abs squeezing. And that's a quarter of the way. Halfway goes. 10 more. That wasn't so bad, was it? That's the big one you really want to be doing for your handstands a lot. Do tons of them. Do like a million. Not at once, that'll probably be really hard. But just do a lot, they're really, really good for you. If you're doing it with good form, always be checking, making sure you're not going to end up doing that, or end up doing like these weird crunches. The idea with it is that you're constantly under that tension over a period of time. So there's never a relaxed point. Speaking of having no relaxed point, we're going to be doing them on our sides as well. Good for stabilizing when we want to start to come doing some other shapes. So if you're side, you want to make sure your hips are directly stacked over each other, so you're not rolling behind onto your back, and you're also not rolling forward onto your front. You want to be nice and straight. Your legs are going to be straight out behind you, again, so you're not piking forward or arching back. Both of those are going to flip you over. And your other hand is up by your ear. Your top arm can be on the ground in front of you to help balance. Otherwise, it's quite easy to fall over. But it's not there to be pushing you around for that. The other thing you're going to be thinking about, instead of having the crunch happening between your hips and your ribs, I mean, it's still going to happen between your hips and your ribs, but we're focusing on the side. So this part of your hip, this part of your rib. And just 20, it's the same kind of deal. So we're going. That's halfway, that's it. That's your 20 on that side. Through here should really be working. That's what we want to fire. Now the thing to check is as you keep going, that your legs aren't going to drift in front or behind you. That's not going to help. So we need to turn around and do the other side, of course, because, you know, always do both sides. That's what we're here for. Just another 20 on your side. Five. And that's 10. 15, 5 more. You really want to avoid having this hand hit the ground, help push you up. What wants to be lifting you is always those legs. Really good for supporting here, which is why we want them. And then you can start getting into bends and stuff later with those. Then we're just going to do 20 on our back. And these are the fun ones. So on your back, lying on the ground. But you have to do a little bit more than just lie on the ground. So again, legs are together. We're going to be reaching up. And this time we're arching, we're curling this up here because we want a nice strong back. 20 being a boat. Be a boat, not the fish for this one. So just 20, here we go. That's 5. 10. 15. And that's 20. Really fast, really quick little ab warm-up you can do. And after that, we're going to go crack into our alignment drills. And specifically for our alignment drills, we're looking at the conditioning side of it. So we're going to be doing a little bit more of these. This lesson is not necessarily about getting handstands, this is more about prep to have that control in our handstand. So, as always, no, I lied. We're going to do a little bit of shoulder first, and it's similar. So it's going to build us into that. So, I know we've done something very similar to this before, but this is slightly different, so bear with me. We're going to be lying down on the ground, our hands out in front of us, and we're making that dish shape already. So we're tucking our hips under, pulling up with our belly button so our hand can fit underneath, trying to force the top of our sternum and our armpits into the ground, while keeping our bottom ribs and abs off. No, don't. Okay, cool. Sorry. Computer's very temperamental. So from here, we're going to be holding that dish shape, like we've just done for our dish frogs. And we're just going to be having our thumbs to the ceiling. We're just going to lift one arm, our right arm, up and down 10 times. But you want to be trying to push your armpit and your shoulder down, or your arm goes up. You might not go very far. That is okay. So just 10 up and down with the right arm. Make sure you're breathing through with these. Make sure you're keeping your ribs off the ground, your hips tucked under, your belly button pulling in. 10 with the left arm. Not too bad. I'm going to do 10 of each now in a Y shape. So again, make sure that dish shape works with the right arm. As you do, you want to resist the urge to be pulling shoulders down. You always want them pushing forward, trying to get your armpits into the ground. 10 with the left arm. The last one we're going to do is we're going to do out to the side in a T. So thumbs point to the ceiling with our right arm. Check that your ribs are off the ground and left arm. Okay. That's just a little bit of shoulder awareness what I'm doing. Now we're going to do our alignment drills. We're going to be doing 2 sets of everything. So 2 10-second holds, 2 sets of 10 leg drags, 2 sets of 10 leg lifts, and I tend to use this as conditioning as well as a warm-up. 1, it's a really good warm-up. 2, it does start working and getting your body used to being in that shape, which is what you want to do. When you hit that handstand, you don't want to think about where everything goes on. You want your body just to know. So it's good just to start getting your brain and your muscles now. So, stop it dying, good. Starting with our first set, 10-second hold, straight into 10 leg slides, into 10 leg lifts. So find your place along the wall, hands pushing the wall away as hard as you can, get those legs working together, make that tuck happen, so your hips tucked under, your back is flat along the floor, pushing and breathing for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. 10 little leg drags, keeping our hips exactly the same. So squeezing that butt as your legs go out, keeping that hip tuck under the whole time. For 2. It's going to be 3, 4. Halfway, folks. Your feet don't actually have to leave the ground in this. That's going to start firing the wrong kind of muscles. So feet can stay. Make sure you're still pushing. Oh, I've lost count. Let's do 2 more. Make sure you're still breathing, keeping your abs working. Then we've got our 10 little leg lifts as high as you need to go, nice and little, keeping those abs working. Keep pushing. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We have 15 seconds for a little bit of a breather. Then we're going to go back and we're going to just do that again. This should start to be feeling really awake and ready right now, which is what we want. So a little bit of a breather, shake it off, wipe some sweat away if you're in a little sauna room like I am. On the bright side, the wind's quieting down, so you can hear me. It's always nice. So, set number 2. Find your space, open your shoulders, get your ribs tucked in. Make sure your ankles are together and your feet are pointed. So pushing away for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going for our leg slides. For 1. It's going to be 2, making sure your hips aren't changing. And that's halfway for those. Checking you're still breathing, checking you're still pushing. Always pushing. Two more. That's 9. And that's 10. And then our little leg lifts. Reset all of this. Make sure this is in where it needs to be. Keep pushing away. Nothing to it. Nothing to it at all. Okay, so you can have a little bit of water, as you would like. We're going to do, although be careful the amount of water drinks, we are going to do a quick 2 handstands on the wall, 20 seconds each. And then we're going to move into some more strength-based drills before we do our final wall holds. So, as always, these are aiming to just get our posture in the right place. Make sure that we are going to be pushing away. We're going to be as close to the wall as we can possibly try and get. Opening up our arms to the wall. That's the big thing I want you guys to think about. Our first one's going to be fine pointed feet, and our second one's going to be flexed feet. So trying to drive to that straighter line at the end of the wall. Let's just do it, you know? Let's just do it. So find your wall. Push this up so you can see what I'm going to do. Your cartwheel or your walk up, whatever you are comfortable with. And let's go. Going for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. 20 second holds, pretty good, pretty good. I'd encourage you to start counting along with me. It's really common to start losing the ability to breathe in your handstands. So the goal for that is, again, I know I talked about it a couple weeks ago, is breathing out through your sides, which again, sounds really wishy-washy. But the idea is if you're pushing here, all of this is crammed, so you can't expand your limbs down. You're going to have to expand them out to the side. A lot of that is just visualization of imagining your breath come out through your sides, out through your armpits. Sounds really weird, I know. But try and count along for your next one. So nice, out loud, get everyone in your bubble looking like you're a weirdo. That's fine, I do it all the time. So our next one, we're going to, instead of having pointed feet, flex our feet, a deliberate choice, not just because flex feet are what we go to, deliberate choice. So you're just going to be pushing a little bit further away. Stack your cushions up if you're worried about rolling out of this one. And then we're just going to go for it. So find your wall. Oh, shouldn't have had that water. And we're going to go up and over 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Hopefully you're all counting along with that, which is all nice and good. A little bit of water to replace the ones that started not behaving earlier. Right. So the deal with today is I have 2 strength drills for us. Only 2. No, I lied. There's 3. The third one's not really a strength drill in so much, but it's also the one I would probably do the least of. It can be quite intense in sort of the connections that are being made, so I wouldn't do tons of it. Little bits, sure, not a ton. So the first one we're going to do is one we have done before. That's going to be the L-sit hold. So if you need blocks or your books or 2 chairs, whatever you need for this, that is okay. Proportionally, some people can't really do it on the ground, but you can always train it to get better. The idea with this is going to be sitting in an L, therefore an L sit. I don't even think that's funny. Again, nice straight legs, toes are going to be pointed. Your hands, ideally, you just want to be slightly in front of your hips. You're not trying to have them all the way by your knees, because that's just going to lift your legs and not your butt. If you have them here, that's only going to be your butt and not your legs. You want to lift them both. You also want to avoid this rounding forward. It should be this pushing to straight, nice straight, because that's what you want in your handstands, right? You don't want to be doing a handstand like this. It's just not aesthetic. It also makes it significantly harder. So we're just going to be pushing straight down, trying to lift up. We're going to go for 3 sets of 5 to 10 seconds, depending on where you're at. This is good for building wrist strength and that straight arm shoulder strength. So that push down for this one starts building up your wrists. So we're going to go for push 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to make sure we have a break at the end. This one can be quite intense, so it's okay if your legs don't actually get off the ground. If you get to here and you need to help use your legs for that, that's brilliant, go for it. If you can end up doing like a full mana, then I'm not sure you should be taking this class, but wherever you get to is what we're after. So now you've had a little bit of a breather, we're going to go for our second set of 5 seconds. So we're going to get ready, I'm going to push up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That's kind of there. I am going with really wide fingers, just like I would in my handstand, to make more of that base of support, and so I can adjust for any balance issues. If I go to flat compared to, easy if you see this way, if I have a flat hand compared to this, I've only got this much, whereas if I go here, I've probably got twice as much space to actually push and adjust. So it's all pretty good. Last set, just another cheeky L-sit hold. That's all, folks. Another 5 seconds, getting ready. I'm going to push for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good thing about that is that it's not only a nice little arm workout and a wrist warm-up, workout for the wrists as well. It's using your lower abs. That's what's pulling your legs up. It's great. It's like I just really like it as an exercise, guys. It's also a really good shape to have for tumbling or for any aerial component, if that's what you're into. Next drill is kind of, no, it's not really similar at all. I was trying to figure out a way to segue into it. It's still about the shoulders, so that's something, I suppose. And this is the one I wouldn't really do too much of. It's going to look like you're doing nothing at all. And it's really simple in concept. This is something that actually started helping me start to get the shoulders nice and open and have that strength in that range. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lie on the ground. I might have my knees up if I want them. I might have them straight, depending on what I feel like. The main thing is I want to keep all of this nice and flat on the ground like I would for my handstand. My arms are going to be up over my head, and all I'm trying to do is push my hands into the ground, not so I do this. We want everything to stay flat on the ground, but the idea is you want to push so much that your armpits lift off the floor. And the goal is that you're just going to pulse. So you push up and back. Push up and back. And the goal is not to let your core go, to feel like you can get more pressure on with your arms, because you're only pushing from here. Let's really focus on the open shoulders. So we're going to go for 3 sets of 10 pulses each. Make sure your form's correct. Hands away around. We're going to go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And it looks like you're doing not a lot. Up here should really be working to make this happen, however. A little bit of a breather. Chill out, you're lying on the ground already. Why not? Take a load off. And really make sure, because it's really tempting in these few as to be like, oh, we don't need to do anything. And you sort of like drop out of that position. And that's not what we want. Always make your body that shape of, oh, handstands, this is what I do. So we're going to go for our second set of 10 pulses. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Something that can help, depending on the way your brain works for this exercise, is the idea of it's this opening and this contracting. It's not just that pushing back with your hands. That's what I find works most people, but some people have to think about the idea of here to here is really stretching, opening up and forward. It's like you've got, pardon the painful analogy, but you've got like a little hook in your armpit and it's pulling up, and the rest of your body wants to stay there. If that helps, let me know. I was trying to figure out another way to explain this. But maybe it doesn't. So we've just got our third set of 10 to go. So we're going to have our arms over our head, already pushed away, so we're not doing it down here. Arms are straight and extended. Oh, no, it's dying on me. No, we're good. We're good. Okay. So third set of 10. Set your body shape right, set your arms right, and we're going to go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. A little bit of a break if you want. Up here should be working. That one tends to be a little bit more smaller muscles because you can't just crank into it. But be gentle. I wouldn't do that one a lot. My handstands usually go downhill for the next day or two after having done that, but they do start to pick up later, and I feel like my line gets straighter later in the week having done that. That said, we're still going to focus on that same concept of our shoulders opening now. We're just going to be taking it to a bigger range so some of your bigger muscles can kick in and help out with that. Cool, we're doing kifter. So now is where you get your sliders, or your book, or your tea towel on the lino, or your hoodie on your nice wooden deck, or whatever will slide. Sliding is what we want. And you can set this up to be doing into a wall, in case you're worried about tumbling over nice and fast. You have the sliders set back, and you're going to start in this kind of a plank. And you can be toes up or toes down. I really don't mind, whatever's going to work for you. We're going to be in our plank, and all we're going to do is going to be sliding our feet in, and our shoulders are going to come up. So to do that, we're thinking of holding at the hips, so our abs are going to pull to make that happen. But the major focus, I want you to focus on this exercise, because this is going to lead into your kick-ups when your hands are on the ground. It's going to lead up to your tuck-ups, your straddle-ups, and it's also good for starting to build strength for pressing. But we're going to start in our plank. We're going to pull and open our arms, and then push back. So what I'm really focusing on is this opening. I know I don't get that far. The better your pike flexibility is, the better this will be. But just because your pike's bad is no excuse not to make it better. So the goal for this is we're going to be doing 3 of 5. So set yourself up. These don't slide as well on the carpet as they did yesterday. Maybe it's because it's a different carpet. So setting into your plank, and pulling and sliding back. Tell you what, if I can go to 1, there we go. So setting ourselves up, pulling, opening our shoulders, pushing back. This is for 3. Pulling in, opening our shoulders for 4. Last one. Yeah. I haven't used these since the hub's been shut. Normally they slide nicer, but that's okay. Turns out I only need the one. The biggest thing on this is that pull is here, yes, but the pull you're aiming to not do is be to here to here. You want to be going from here as much open as you can, thinking about your downward dog kind of shape, or your maximum pike, depending on where you're at. Have a little bit of a break. These can be kind of nasty. And if you don't get all the way in, that's okay. Only working to where you're currently able to. If you want to set up cushions in case you're worried about just forward dropping out of this, be my guest. Please do it. Much rather you do that. But we've got our second set of 5 to be doing, folks. So set your plank up. Make sure your feet are on a nice bit to slide on. Make sure your hands are set so you're not turned sideways, you're not turned in. That nice stacked handstand shape. And I'm going to pull in. And then we're going to push out. Ideally not getting stuck on the way. Think about opening your shoulders. That's 3, we've got 2 more. 1. Last one, lower abs, drawing your legs in. And then slide it back out and control. Shake your wrists out, make sure they're still attached, still doing what they need to do. But we've got one last set to do, so we can have a little bit of a break before that. After that, we just have our wall holds and stretch down. You're nearly there, folks. Doing pretty dang well. How are we doing for time? That is, easy. Look at that. Well on target. In the meantime, we're having a little break. Check us out on Instagram, #CircusHubCommunity. We've got our own little community site on the website, circus.org.nz, I believe. Check us out. We've got a telethon coming up. Come check that out. That's going to be cool. But also, come check out your sick handstand gains that you're about to get. So, getting yourself nice and ready. Setting up into your plank. And I'm going to pull in and push out. Opening the shoulders, closing the shoulders. Abs are pulling in, and they're extending on the way out. Number 4. And the last one, make it a good one. Make it a really, really good one, folks. That's all we've got for that. That's really good for if you're starting to be a little bit more advanced in your handstand practice. It's a taste test now, because we need to start shaking out what we do in this. But if you're still newer to handstands, I wouldn't necessarily like that drill so much. But also, if you do, it's not bad. It's going to give you that strength, particularly when we start going for the kick-ups when your hands are already on the ground. Because it's that same kind of, instead of drawing up, it's that same push open as you push to that handstand. So it's something to be aware of. That kind of opening strength is actually kind of crucial for your handstand. So, well, depending on how you get into it, of course. If you go into it from the lunge with your arms straight up, that opening strength isn't quite as desperately necessary. So, let's just go and do. The aim for this is we're now going to be doing 2 wall holds. The first depending on where you're at. I would say minimum, we're aiming for 30 seconds. A minute would be fantastic. Any longer, I love your work. You are doing really, really well. It's working to where you're at. Depending on where we are, I'm only going to go for 45, partially because I did some handstands earlier today and my wrist is sore. But working to where you're at. So you're going to set up your timer, of course. I'm going to double check the time to make sure we're not going over. Yeah, cool. So just going for a minimum 30 seconds, aiming for 45 or a minute. So set yourself up, find your wall of preference, and get on up there. We're just going to hang out here, always pushing, always making our abs work for us. You might want to float it with some flexed feet if you want to, but you don't have to. I'm out of jokes when I'm doing these. Apologies. Might fix it for next time. "45 seconds. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all." Based on how that went, I'm not going to do the second one. My wrist's not overly happy with me right now. But for the second one, would be something you could then pause the video and test yourself. And for that, I'd like you to test yourself and then just drop in the comments of this video, perhaps, where you're at. What's your time? Are you going to be hitting your 45 seconds? Are you hitting your 30 seconds? Are you up there for 3.5 days? I don't know, like wherever's in between. Someone else to check out is Cirque du Soleil did like a longest handstand challenge. That's always kind of inspirational. But let me know where you're at. Aim is to definitely have a minute. So go ahead and do your second hold now. See where you're at. Have a break first, but do that. Let me know where we're at, and then come back as we do a little bit of a stretch down, because I feel like your shoulders should have worked pretty hard. So come on down, come on down. And the first one we're going to do is 2 variations. One is your arm comes across. Everyone's done this one. You're keeping the shoulder down, so it's not going to be up by your ear. It stays down. We're pushing this across. This works for most people. If you do need a little bit more, you're going to lie down on your stomach. The arm you want to stretch is going to be underneath you. Again, shoulder away from your ear. And you can lift the same leg as the arm that's underneath. It gives you a little bit of leverage. Just so then you can use your body weight into it as opposed to needing to push with your arm. I just like it because then it's like you're lying down. And there's nothing wrong with that. So we just hang out here, stretch this out for a little bit. Enjoy it. Maybe roll your wrists out as you want to do. And then we're going to change arms, of course. Stretch out both sides as you do. Again, you can do the sitting version, or you can do the lying down version. It's entirely up to you. Just hang out here. From here, we're going to push back into a little bit of a child's pose. So reaching our hands forward and rotate our armpits down to the ground. Just enjoying the stretch out of here. We're going to walk our hands over to our right side. We're going to even our shoulders out so we're not up on a lean. Everything should be nice and flat. And this is where you can practice your breathing through the side. So you want to be breathing into your nice open left side. It should help give you that little bit extra stretch down there. Ooh, like that. It's a good stretch. I am enjoying. It's very much a visualization process. And then we can walk on over to the other side. Flatten your arms out and then breathe into your nice open right side for your opposite and equivalent stretch. And then just enjoy. Oh, I really like this stretch. We're going to be coming on up to our hands and feet for this one. We're going to be doing the same little like cat drag that we did a couple of weeks back. But the idea is your hand is going to be reached down so your shoulder is flat on the ground. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. And it's feeling like I've got someone pulling my hand away. And I'm going to let my shoulder blade roll down to my side. And I'm letting it, I'm feeling like there's a huge amount of friction and resistance. It's like someone's really pulling my arm. And I'm going to pull it all the way back up. And your shoulder wants to feel like it's pulling down around this way. That's really going to help hit the muscle we're trying to stretch for that. And then we can do it another time, the same side, to make sure we're getting it right. To the other side. Oh, I do like that stretch. And again. Again, it needs to be a whole lot of resistance. It's like someone super glued your arm to the floor. And seeing as we worked our abs a lot today, you're going to come down onto your stomach, your hands under your shoulders. You're just going to sit up a little bit. It's like you're trying to pull your lower ribs forward. Just give a sneaky ab stretch, because that's always pretty good. No, computer, do not die on me! Oh. Okay, we're good, okay. Apologies. I have better handstands than computers. And again, so it's like this pulling, your fingers are pulling in, just a little bit of a stretch. Then we can straighten our arms, get our shoulders down, gets into your back, gets into your abs, which is always just, you're walking on up. Shoulders down, looking at the roof. And go for a slow, like, wiggle down. So, that's the handstand class for today. A little bit shorter, I do apologise for that. But let me know how long a hold of the wall you've got. That's always pretty good to know. We do have Zoom classes going on down. So you can come get a handstand private with me and I can actually watch you do your handstand. I can tell you where your handstand's at, which is really, really cool. Which your live stream class is a little bit harder to do. But we have a whole bunch of stuff. We have hula hoops. There's stretching classes. We've got circus for you and your non-circus bubble buddies, which is frankly incredible. Zoom classes for pretty much everyone. So hit us up and we will catch you guys later. And enjoy, I suppose.